Hey guys, what's up? This is Mr. Gossam. I'm going to teach you how to write the linear equation from the table, and then you can tell if it's proportional or not. And we know if it's proportional or not by does it go through 0, 0, which is the origin, and is it a straight line. So let's get started. So let us pick 2 points. First thing we need to do is pick 2 points out of the data table. So I'm going to pick 1, 3, and then I'm going to pick 2, 6. So we've been working with solving for slope from 2 points. So picking these 2 points, you should know how to do this, which is 6 minus 3. If not, you can watch the other videos from the other 2 math teachers. So 6 minus 3, 2 minus 1. So we have the change in y over the change in x. That's what we're doing. We're subtracting the y's because this is an xy coordinate and this is an xy coordinate. So we say 6 minus 3, 2 minus 1. 6 minus 3, 2 minus 1, which gives us 3 over 2 minus 1 is 1. So our slope is 3. So that is what m is. That's what m equals. Okay. So now that we know what m equals, let's plug that into our y equals mx plus b. Y equals m, which is 3, x plus b. We don't know what b is yet. So that's what we're going to try to solve for. So what we do next is we just pick another point to plug in, an xy coordinate point. Since 1, 3 is smaller numbers, let's use that one. So I'm going to use 1, 3. So x is 1, so I'm going to plug it in. 1. And I keep everything the same. And then y is 3. So 3 times 1 is 3. We keep everything else the same. So here you should be able to realize that b is going to be 0 because 3 equals 3, and if we add anything, it's going to change that. So what you do though, if you want to go ahead and solve it out, is we need to get b by itself. So what do you do to the 3? You get rid of it by doing the opposite, which is subtract 3. So you get 0 equals, that's gone, you're left with b. So b is 0. So our final y equals mx plus b, final linear equation would be y equals 3x, and you could put plus 0, or you could just say y equals 3x. Now, is it proportional? Well, we can see that it is because we have y equals 3x, and if x is 0, so is y. So that means it will go through 0, 0. So this is proportional. So this is your linear equation, and it is proportional. So now you know more.
Hey guys, it's Miss Garner. For this problem, we're going to have 2 coordinate points, and we're wanting to find the slope between those 2 points. So slope, it's similar to our tables where we're going to do change in y over change in x. So recall this is the exact same thing as rise over run, since rise is going change in your up and down value, which is change in y, and run is just how much it's going side to side, which is your change in x. So that's all we're doing with our 2 coordinate points. So for our slope m, the easiest way that I always do this is always y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. You got to make sure that the x and y that are straight above each other come from the same coordinate point. So in this case, we would just plug in. This is our x1, y1. This is our x2, y2. We're just going to plug those points into our formula there to get negative 3 minus 3 over 2 minus negative 1. Now I'm just going to simplify. Negative 3 minus 3, you're getting further away from 0. That will be a negative 6. And then 2 minus negative 1. Anytime you have 2 negatives right next to each other, they will turn into a positive. So 2 plus 1 is 3. I have negative 6 over 3, which can be simplified. Remember, this fraction is just a division problem, so we have negative 6 divided by 3 which is -2. So between those 2 points, we know our slope is going to be -2. And now you know more.
Hey, I'm Mr. Hart, and now we are going to go over how to find the slope from 2 points, just like what Ms. Garner talked with you about. But we're also going to go ahead and find the y-intercept, the b, as well. So we'll go through the slope fairly quick. So again, to find our m, it's going to be, it's going to be y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So this is my first x coordinate, this is my first y, and then same thing over here since this is my second point. So the way we kind of go through it, you want to say y2 minus y1, so that would be 7 minus 3 over x2 minus x1, which would be 3 minus 1. So then we would solve it from here. We just simplify. 7 minus 3 is 4, 3 minus 1 is 2, and then if you can reduce the fraction or simplify it, we want to, and we know that 4 divided by 2 is 2. So that is my m. But if we need to figure out what the entire equation is, then we have to find it in y equals mx plus b form. So since this is my m, I'm going to plug my slope value in exactly where it's at. Then for my y and my x, I have 2 options here. I can either choose this as my x value and this is my y, or this is my x and this is my y. We just have to make sure we stay consistent. So if I choose 1 for my x, then I have to choose 3 for my y. I cannot do 1 and 7 because that is not the same point. So I'm going to choose this point just because 1 and 3 are smaller numbers than 3 and 7. So my 1 is my x value. So I can, well, first I'll put 2 right where n is, and then I'm going to substitute 1 in for x. So when it's mx, that means m times x, so 2 times 1. So when we substitute, we want to use it, put it in there using parentheses. And then my 3 is my y. And then we still have plus b because we do not know what b is. That's why we're doing this, is to solve for b. So now I just simplify. I keep my 3. There's nothing to do over here on the left-hand side. Then 2 times 1 is 2, and we keep the plus b. And now if I want to get b by itself, I need to do the opposite or get rid of anything that's on the same side. So the only thing I have here is just a positive 2. So I'm going to subtract 2. That way it cancels out. It's gone. We don't have to worry about that. But if you take away 2 from the right-hand side, you have to take away 2 from the left-hand side. And then 3 minus 2 is 1. So that would give me my b. And now if I just want to plug it back in, my m and my b, so I can answer the question, it would be y equals 2x plus 1. And that is my linear equation to connect those 2 points. And now you know more.